righty, good morning, everybody. Oh my goodness gracious, I love the participation. This class rocks. I love it. All right, I'm going to go ahead, because of your participation here, I'm going to go ahead and put your notes up into the chat box. Go ahead and grab your notes and start raising your hand as I start going over this and as I start going over all the announcements. Excellent job, everybody. So let's take a look here. So we talked about on Friday independent variables, dependent variables, and constants, right? Independent variables, and you know what? I love your artwork, but I'm going to kind of, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm lost here for words. Okay, so independent variable is anything that we're intending to change. It's usually at the start of the experiment, and it's really important to look at what an independent variable is. If you're still kind of shaky on it, like look up on the board because it's important because we're going to expand on it today. So a dependent variable is the result of what we did. Okay, what did we measure? And it's usually at the end. What did we do as a result? What was the results of that? And then finally, the constants. Those are the things that are going to remain the same throughout the experiment. Like, for example, when you look at those basil plants, it was the soil, amount of sunlight, maybe amount of water, so on and so forth, depending on what we're measuring. Okay, so constants are going to be the ones that are going to remain the same. So nice job. I want to give everybody a high five. You guys are awesome. You're rocking it, especially last class or period of the class. So nice. Let me just make sure I have everyone here. There we go. Let me just get these last few people into my attendance as we... There we go. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this. Remember, Class Connect sessions are recorded and distributed for learning purposes. Please do not put any personal information or information of others into the chat box for your protection and the protection of others. Make sure you're school appropriate and respectful at all times in the chat box and that you're participating at all times. And that's not an issue with us here today. So nice job, everybody. Let's take a look at our schedule. Can you believe it? Day 6 of our 60-day adventure. We are in week 2. We have 11 more weeks to go. All right, so it is December 6th, and we're going to be talking about experimental design today. Just to kind of give us a heads up here, we do have a project work day on our project due date on Thursday, but we also have a project work day here in class. That means I'm going to be here. You can use me as a resource, but you're able to ask any questions. I will go over a few things about the project, how to do things. So again, that will be on Wednesday. So kind of look up for that. And then we move into Unit 2 on Friday. We are moving and chugging along just beautifully. So let's go ahead and continue moving along. Again, just like I told you, just like I said before, December 9th is our day of that we're going to be looking at to turn in our airplane project. I don't see any reason why we cannot set that in stone as December 9th. Nothing is going to probably get in the way. So at this point, it's going to be December 9th. Make sure that you get it in. I will, there is a couple people that have some questions on how to turn it in. I definitely will go over that at the end of class if I have some time. But yeah, we're going to get that turned in. If I don't have time, then on Wednesday, I will definitely go over it again. Okay? So let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be doing today. We're going to define and identify control group and experimental groups in various experiments. We're going to define what quantitative and qualitative data is and identify various examples. And we're going to do this all through our 1E notes. So let's jump into this right now. Now, before I jump into this, I see a lot of people without their hands raised. So I want to give everybody an opportunity. Go ahead and for those of you who haven't raised your hand up, I'm going to give you 20 seconds up on the clock. For those of you who just came into class or what have you, 20 seconds up on the clock, get your notes open with. If you're watching the recording, click on the grades tab, scroll down to 1E notes. No worries, Luciana. Go down to 1E notes and start your quiz. 20 seconds, 10 more seconds. All right, the Dance of the Fairies is here. Let's go ahead and take a look here, check in with, thank you. I see a lot more people with their hands up. Nice job. So Angelo, I know you're working on your cell phone. Just let me know if in the chat box you're good. Autumn, Kenyon, Little John, Mickey, Luis. There's people moving up. Thanks, Luis. I saw you moving up there. Moses and Peter. So Peter, Moses, Mickey, Little John, Kenyon, Yen, Autumn, and Angelo. Again, let me know. Thank you, Little John. Awesome. Angelo, Autumn, Kenyon, Mickey, Moises, and Moses and Peter. All right. You guys are rocking it today. Love it. Nice job, everybody. Let's go ahead and move on and take a look here at our brainstorm. Now, in an experiment, why do we change several things? Why don't we change several things at once? For example, a dart-shaped airplane made from newspaper with a paperclip on the nose. And then I have a glider-shaped airplane made from computer paper with no paperclip. Why don't we want to change a bunch of things on an experiment? What are some reasonings? Talk it through, think it out. Let me know in the chat box. Why don't we want to change several things at once in an experiment? Because we need control. Good. Alexis, I like that. We need control. Good. Good. It would change the outcome. I agree with there, Angelina. Anaya, we have different aftermath. Yep. Different results. Yep. I agree with you. So, different results. Different outcomes. Okay, yep. Good, Hala. Yep. We need control. Beautiful. All these things. Excellent. Let me go ahead and expand this. Yeah, I agree with you all 100%. You don't... I have control. I agree. You don't want to start mixing things up because then it's truly not an experiment. Because what are your results going to measure? Are they going to measure that? Or what are they going to measure? Nothing's going to be the same. When we do an experiment, we're measuring or looking at one specific thing. In our case for the airplane project, we're looking at seeing how far distance can each airplane go with different folds, right? We have 3 different folds, 3 different airplanes, but we have to keep it somewhat the same. Same paper, same strength, same location, because we don't want to mess up the results. We want it to be a true experiment, measuring the distance of those results. Okay? Excellent. Well, we're going to be talking about different things. 2 things we're going to be talking about. We have the control group and the experimental group. Well, the control group is the independent variable that is kept at 0 or normal. That it has no change to it whatsoever. We're talking only about the independent variable, okay? This is only dealing with the independent variable. This is only dealing with the independent variable, okay? So when we talk about control groups and experimental groups, it's only dealing with that independent variable. Oh my goodness gracious, stop. So in that independent variable, we're looking for something that has 0, normal, baseline. We use the control group to make comparisons because if we do something, okay, good, Johnny. If we do something, we want to kind of measure it and compare it to what we've changed in the particular experiment, right? Whereas we have, on the other hand, the experimental group. That is the independent variable that is changed, okay? That can be everything else. That can be more than one experimental groups. We see what happens when the independent variable is the factor, right? When you look at the control group where it's not a factor, where it's 0 baseline, kept normal, okay? We're just kind of comparing it to the experimental group. Is that what we change? Now, constants are the variables that we keep the same in all groups. No matter what, those are those things that we're going to keep the same, okay? But I want you to kind of realize that control group and experimental groups are only dealing with the independent variable. Let's look at some examples to look at that. But before we do that, I want you to lock in numbers 2 and 3. Number 2 is going to be 0. Number 3 is going to be changed. I'm going to give everybody about 30 seconds to go ahead and lock these answers in. 0, Z-E-R-O. Number 3 is Changed, Changed. All right, so Angelo, Anaya, Autumn, Braden, Carly, Gabriel, Jenny, Kentoya, Kenyon, Mario, Mickey, Moises, Moses, and Peter. Go ahead and get your hands up. Again, if I'm moving a little too fast, all you need to do is just take a screenshot, or if you have your cell phone, just go ahead and take a picture of the screen, and then you can always fill it in later. Remember, secret, I don't take attendance until like 1:30. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I want to eat lunch first. I kind of want to sit for a minute. No worries. No worries, Anaya. I know. So Angelo, Adam, Braden, Carly, Gabriel, Kentoya, Kenyon, Mickey, Moises, Moses, and Peter. Go ahead and get your hands up. Excellent job, everybody else. Super proud of you. Let's go ahead and take a look at some examples of what a control group is and what the experimental group are. Okay? So let's take a look here at our first scenario here. So our first scenario is the same ones that we talked about on Friday with the potted basil and the fish food. Yum, right before lunch. All right. So 5 groups of potted basil are watered different amounts each day. 200 milliliters, 150 milliliters, 100 milliliters, 50 milliliters, and no water. The number of leaves are counted at the end of the month. All right, we identified already. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my highlighter too. And let me go ahead and use a different color. I'll use yellow here. We've already identified that the different amounts of water, or different amounts of water is going to be my independent variable. And folks, I'm going to go ahead and abbreviate independent variable. You're going to see it like this. Oh my goodness gracious, let me erase that nonsense. Okay, let me make it a little smaller. It's going to be abbreviated IV. Okay, so that's my independent variable, my IV. That's the amount of water in each one. Now, what is my control group? Remember, my control group is my independent variable that is at 0, normal, or baseline. So I want you to go ahead and take your whiteboard tools, and I want you to box in this group here, which one would be my control group? Which one would be my control group? And remember, a control group is 0, normal, baseline. Good. I see one person up there. I see Anaya. Good. I see another person. I see Alexis up there. I see Hala up there. Beautiful. Alexis is in the chat box. I'm seeing some Johnny's up there. Nice. Little John's up there. Excellent. Yeah, good. Let's get some more. Beautiful. Alejandra's up there. Luis, excellent. You guys have got it. Yes, I agree with you. I'm going to put your whiteboard tools on hold. Yes, I do definitely. Akare, yes, I agree with you. It is going to be the one that has no water. Okay, it's going to be this one right here, or the one that says group with no water. That is my control group. That is what the group I do not touch. I don't change anything. I do not touch it. Now, let's take a look at the experimental group. What is the group? Okay, and again, it can be more than one. What is the group that I'm changing? I want you to go ahead and take your whiteboard tools again and circle or box. What is the group I am changing? Good. Good. Jenny's up there. Good, Johnny. Good, Kenyon. Yeah, good, Hala. Johnny, beautiful. Yeah, good, Amy. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put our whiteboard tools on hold. Beautiful job, everybody. Because guess what? It's all of it. No matter if you chose one, it's actually going to be all of it. So the whole thing here, and I want a different color. The whole thing here, the whole kit and caboodle is going to be my experimental group. Because each one of those is what I'm changing. Okay, each one of those is what I'm changing. I'm changing from 200 milliliters to 150 milliliters to 100 milliliters to 50 milliliters. That's my experimental group. Okay, it's everything else. Pretty much everything else. If you find the control group, it's everything else. That's what experimental group is. Let's take a look at our next one here. A student wants to find out which kind of fish food is the most nutritious. Yum, fish food again. 4 groups of fish get different foods. We already know from Friday that my independent variable is going to be right here. The fish get different foods, right? We already identified that as my independent variable. We have regular flakes, pellets, freeze-dried shrimp, and bloodworms. Their weight is measured daily. All right, so looking at my control group here, which one of these is zero, normal, baseline, regular, perhaps? Which one of those is that? I'm going to give your whiteboard tools back. Go ahead and box, underline, highlight. Which one of those is going to be my control group? Yes. Excellent. Excellent. Yep. Be careful. We're looking for ones that are have regular, zero, normal, baseline. So my control group is actually, just like you've stated right here, is going to be the group with regular flakes. The word regular is going to be my tall tale sign. Now, taking a look on the other side here, I'm going to go ahead and give your whiteboard tools. What is my experimental group? What is my experimental group then? No worries, Austin. Let me get you your the link for the notes, okay? Exactly. Excellent. There's one person got excellent. It's everything else. Everything else. And everyone's going to see my cat jump up behind me. Everything else. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and put our whiteboard tools on hold. So that would be everything else. So group with pellets, group with freeze-dried shrimp, and then group with the bloodworms. Oh yeah, there it is. That's old Jambo. We call them Jambos. So yep. All right. Excellent. So I think we have a really good understanding of what control and experimental groups are. So I'm going to go ahead and have you lock in the answer for number 4 and number 5, number 4s and number 5. And raise your hand when you are finished. I'm going to give everybody 25 seconds. 25 seconds. It's entertainment when Mrs. So let's go ahead and just kind of check in with people. This should be a pretty easy one. So still looking for Amy, Angelo, Autumn, Braden, Carly. Thanks, Johnny. I saw you popping up. Awesome, Amy. Kenyon, Lily, Little John, Luis, Mickey, Moises, Moses, and Peter. Thanks, Luis. Angelo, Autumn, Braden, Carly, Kenyon, Lily, Mickey, Moises, and Moses, and Peter. Peter. Perfect. All right. Nice job, everybody. Let's go ahead and move on. I'm going to go ahead and raise the hands, and let's talk about this. Now, this is going to be just kind of a complete on your own. I'm going to work it through with you. My little cat is a boy. I have all boys in my house. I'm the only girl. My dog's a boy. I have 2 sons. My cat's a boy, but sweet cat. All right, so let's talk about this one. 4 groups of corn are given different types of natural fertilizer. Okay, we've already talked about this one. We understand that the different types of natural fertilizer is our independent variable. So what are those different types of natural fertilizer? We have fish emulsion, worm castings, cow manure compost, yum, and no fertilizer. The height of the corn is measured each week. What is the control group? Now, if we go back here, remember the control group is 0, normal, regular, baseline, whatever it is. Which one of these is going to be my control group? Fish emulsion, worm casting, cow manure compost, or no fertilizer? Go ahead, if you want to check your answers, go ahead and do the question and answers box. Question and answers box, I will check your answers. Go ahead and lock your answers in for number 6. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to do so. 30 seconds up on the clock. Johnny, Cantoya, remember when we look back at what a control group is, it's usually anything that has 0, normal, regular. So look for these. Please look for one that has the word, just like we talked about control group, zero, normal, regular. Look for those keywords. Okay. All right. Peter, Moses, Moises, Mickey, Mario, Little John, Lily. Kenyon, are you good? Kantoya, are you good? Yep. Good, Luis. Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Nice job, everybody. Let's move on. So we're going to actually talk about a little bit about data. Tomorrow we're going to be walking into graphing, but I want to make sure that you understand how to organize data. Scientists love to be organized. They don't like to look at a sheet of paper with a bunch of numbers and so forth. For me also, and I'm sure it's the same with you, it's really overwhelming to look at a bunch of paper with a bunch of numbers on it. I like a little organization, right? I like to look at it a little bit organized. Well, here's how scientists organize data. They organize data, allowing us to better understand the results. If we have just a bunch of numbers, I'm going to be asking myself, well, what are these numbers all about? And so we usually put it into a column chart. A lot of scientists use this. And so what we can decipher from that is that we can decipher our independent variable to our dependent variable. Now, when we have a column chart like so, when we have a column chart like this, we're always going to be guaranteed the independent variable be generally placed on the left-hand side. This will always be our independent variable, our IV, okay? It'll be on the left-hand side here. That's what we're changing. So in this case, we're changing the water depth, right? As a result of the water depth getting larger or getting bigger, so 200 meters, obviously my result is going to be that it's going to get colder, right? So a result is going to be my dependent variable, and it's always going to be on my right-hand side of my column chart. My dependent variable is always going to be on my right-hand side. So if you know that my independent variable is on my left and my dependent variable is on my right, then you really have it's really not that hard. So always remember independent right. And then go ahead and type this out. Independent equals right. Equals left. Oh my goodness gracious. Equals left, and my dependent variable is always going to equal right. Okay. And we can kind of see it like this. Obviously, my independent is going to be on the beginning of the experiment, where my dependent is going to be at the end of my experiment. And if I read from left to right, obviously my beginning will be left, and then my right will be my result. Okay. So just kind of be aware of that. Well, this is going to talk about quantitative versus qualitative. Okay, quantitative versus qualitative. Quantitative data is based on measurements, numeric data. Okay, numeric data. Anytime you have a number or going to speak a number, it is going to be quantitative data. For example, how many chocolate chips are on this cookie, you think? Just take a guess. How many chocolate chips do you think are on that cookie? 8. Good. 12. 10. Okay. Everybody's speaking a number right now, right? So guess what? That would be quantitative data. Okay? Quantitative data. Because I'm speaking in numbers. Okay? If I asked you, how big was that tree? Maybe 17. If I said, how big is that tree? You could say, oh, I think it's like 8 feet. Oh my gosh, have you been to the sequoias? They're like 25 feet. Am I speaking a number here? If I can give you a number, okay, it's about 2 dryers high, good. That's quantitative data. If I ask you, well, how much? Oh, you just got to have a new baby cousin. Oh, how big was the baby cousin? Oh, my baby cousin was 8 pounds, 2 ounces. Did I just speak a number? That is quantitative data. Okay? Anytime I talk numbers, quantitative data. Now, flip side, qualitative data. When you hear the word qualitative, it means qualities. It's the same beginning. Qualities. Qualities. Okay? Qualities. Cannot be expressed by a number, but I can describe it. Okay? Using any of my five senses. For example, is a sloth's fur smooth and full, or rough and patchy? I love sloths, by the way. That's my we have to always have a sloth. So is sloth's fur smooth and full, or rough and patchy? You can say, oh, I think it's rough and patchy. Or you can say, I think it's smooth and full. If I'm not talking any numbers and I'm describing something, it's qualitative data. Okay? If I said, oh, what does my cell phone look like? What does my cover of my cell phone look like? You can say, oh, it has gold in it. I think it has a little gray. It's pink. Guess what? That is qualitative data. I'm using my sense of eyesight and describing this cell phone cover. They scare you? No. Okay, so again, you can, Jam's not up there. But you can describe my cat. What does my cat look like? Oh, your cat looks like it's white and gray and fat and fluffy. I don't know, That would be qualitative data. All right, I'm going to give everybody 20 seconds to go ahead, or 25 seconds to go ahead and lock in 7. Blasphemy, how you think sloths scare you. They're so cute. Like, one thing in my life that I want to do on my bucket list is I want to hold a sloth. I want to, pet a sloth. That's what I want to do in life. That's on my bucket list. I guess if you go to Costa Rica, you can. I need to go to Costa Rica. All right, let me go ahead and check in on a few people. So looking for Peter, Moses, Moises, Mickey, Little John. They're so slow. How can it scare you? You can like jog faster or walk faster than they're crawling. Lily, Kenyon, Kentoya, Gabriel, Carly, Autumn, Angelo, and Alexis. Thanks, Gabriel. I saw you popping up. I know, but you just want to help them out. All right, last call. Moses, Moises, Mickey, Little John, Lily, Kenyon, Kentoya, and thank you, Kentoya. Angelo, Autumn, Carly. Perfect. All right. Here we go. Let's go ahead and move on here. So let's practice a little bit of quantitative versus qualitative. What is Huckleberry doing up here on our screen? Oh, that's my pup. Oh, there's Huckleberry. I don't even know where Huckleberry is right now. Are all dogs black and white? Is that quantitative or qualitative? Am I using qualities, talking about fur color, or am I using numbers? Good. I'm using quality, so it's quantitative. Good. Qualitative. Excellent. Not quantitative. Qualitative. Good. Qualitative. Beautiful. Okay, if I'm using qualities. So now I have to ask, how many people can fit in that car? What do you think I'm going to use? Good, Anaya. Good, yes. I'm going to use a quantity. I can say there can be 5 people that can fit in that car. There can be only 3 people, 2 people, 7 people, 15 people, depending on what kind of car you have. But yeah, if I talk numbers, I'm talking quantitative. If I'm talking numbers, quantitative. What about this next one? How much does the new baby weigh? And I'm going to go ahead and give you your whiteboard tools. I want you to go ahead and mark that one. How much does the new baby weigh? What do you think? Good. I'm seeing a lot of answers into there. Good. Excellent. Good. Yes. Be careful, Johnny. I think you were going to say quantitative, not qualitative, because again, I'm asking how much does a new baby weigh. If I speak numbers, I might say 6 pounds, 2 ounces, or 7 pounds, 8 ounces. then I'm speaking qualitative data, okay? All right, let's take a look at this one. Does the donut taste nasty or sweet? Numbers qualitative, or numbers quantitative, numbers quantitative. What about this one? Use your whiteboard tools. Does the donut taste nasty or sweet? Now I'm going to use my qualities of taste. I'm going to use one of my 5 senses. The tasting sense. Good. Excellent. Whoop, whoop. High five. I'm going to go ahead and put this on whiteboard tool on hold. Yeah, good. So again, I'm going to kind of put this up here. Qualitative equals qualities using your 5 senses. Okay, using qualities. And quantitative is numbers, equals numbers. Okay, so if you keep that separated, you'll be good to go. When we look at our project and we're going to decipher what kind of data I have, so if, the data I'm collecting is how far my airplane goes, what kind of data is that? Is that quantitative or qualitative? If I'm collecting the data of how far my airplane goes and I'm writing down numbers, I'm going to be collecting quantitative data. Quantitative data because I have numbers, right? I'm going to measure the distance, right? If I'm measuring something, I'm going to write down a number. I'm going to speak a number. So I'm going to have quantitative data. Excellent job, everybody. Excellent. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one now. Quantitative, which is numbers. Qualitative is qualities. Okay, now I'm going to put that down here. Qualities. Okay, qualities. I want you to match up the definition. And again, you're going to have more than one. The age of a person, the smell of a substance, the color of someone's eyes, or the height of the tree. And I want you to go ahead and match those up, and then we'll go over it in just 1 second. I know it's a complete on your own, so I want you to go ahead and raise your hand once you have completed it. And let me go ahead and clear out these raise the hands. Raise your hand again if I didn't clear them out or if I forgot. Once you're done, you can see more sex. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So looking for Peter, Moses, Moises, Austin, Angelo, Angelina, Elisiana. Forget to raise that hand. And Akre. All right, let's go ahead and go through this really fast. And so if you want to check your answers, you're more than welcome to check your answers with me. But let's go ahead and go through it. So quantitative, remember, is dealing with numbers. An age of a person is dealing with numbers. I'm going to say, yeah, I'm 15, I'm 17, I'm 18, I'm 20, I'm 40, I'm whatever. So that is going to be quantitative. Whereas the height of a tree is also going to be quantitative data, because I'm going to say, oh, that tree is 5 feet, that tree is 6 feet, 8 feet, 20 feet, whatever it may be. So it's going to, if I'm speaking or writing numbers, quantitative data. Now let's go ahead and switch gears here and look at qualitative data. Qualitative data is going to be the qualities, using your 5 senses to describe something. So qualitative data, the smell of a substance, okay? I'm going to use my sense of smell to see if it smells nasty or if it smells good, right? Another qualitative data is the color of someone's eyes. I'm using my eyesight to describe the color of someone else's eyes. Again, using those qualities to describe something. All right, excellent job. So at this point, we have completed our notes and we've defined and identified control groups and experimental groups. Remember, the control group is that zero, regular, baseline, normal, okay? Where the experimental group is everything else. And we're talking about it in independent variable, in only the independent variable. We define quantitative and qualitative data and identified various examples. We also took a look at this graph, and we're going to, if you didn't understand this quite today, We're going to take a look at it again tomorrow, so don't worry, don't panic. If you're like, oh, I'm a little shaky on this, don't worry. We're going to take a look at it tomorrow when we talk about graphing. What's important that you took your takeaway today is obviously qualitative and quantitative data and control and experimental groups, okay? So with that being said, hopefully we're feeling good. We're here in our awesome. Let me go ahead and just, since we do have a couple more minutes, go ahead and take your pointer tool. It's going to be at the very top there. Good, my little butterflies. Where are we feeling? Where are we? Are we pretty good? Still need some help? Awesome. Yes, fly, my little bees. Fly, fly. Oh, look at it. Buzz around, buzz around. Excellent, excellent. All right, I'm going to go ahead and send you back to the hive. There we go. Back to the hive you go, my little bees, and let's take a look. At this point, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and submit your 1E notes. Remember, I will do our participation grade, probably roughly around 1 to 130, okay? Shh, don't say anything. And if you are a passing grade of 60% or higher, then you get participation day. So with that being said, you get out like 30 seconds early. So have a great day, everybody. We will see you back here tomorrow. Take care. And we will see you soon. Bye now. Have a good lunch. Bye, everybody. Bye, Hannah. Bye, Amy and Anaya and Kantoya. Bye, Hala, Alexis. Awesome. Hey, Johnny, can we talk about turning in your project on Wednesday when we have some time? Because I think you're not the only one. There's a lot of other people. And then I'll do it as a whole class. Moises, and so let's go ahead. Moses, Moises, Lily, Carly, Autumn, and Angelo. Johnny, I just did a private message